Oh man, this classical political question, right? Everyone wants to know the magic button to fix this mess, but when you look at the different levers of power, there's no easy way out, especially when you bring the Texas situation into it. First off, we need to be clear that the quorum break happening with the federal government shut. That's why Governor Abbott could order DPS and the state police to find and return the Democrats, and they were even met with escorts when they returned. That's a constitutional power that the state has to force attendance to make a vote possible. In Washington, D.C., the state Democrats aren't actually absent and they aren't physically breaking a quorum. They're just refusing to vote for the Republican backed funding bill because they're demanding a policy with first extending healthcare subsidies. Once they're used their legislative filibuster, they're all just there, just blocking the vote. The federal government has absolutely no legality, and there's no rule for the DC police or the sergeant at arms to arrest a U.S. senator and force their vote into a government shutdown scenario like this. Now, the Texas police playbook cannot be used there. So, if a police arrests aren't an option, then what are the real solutions? In Congress, the solution has to be a political deal. The clean, simple answer is for Congress to pass a clean CR, a funding bill that only keeps the government open and doesn't include any policy demands that the healthcare subsidies. That would end the shutdown immediately, and they can fight into the policy battle separately, like grown-ups are supposed to do. But the problem is that the Democrats don't trust Republicans to negotiate the healthcare issue later, so they're holding the government hostage for leverage now. The only way this ends is either the Democrats drop the demands or the Republicans agree to a separate vote on a compromise of the subsidies. Now, what about DJT, the Orange Man, in executive order? Can he fix this? Short answer, no. The president doesn't have the power to unilaterally end a government shutdown because Congress holds the power of the purse. They're the only ones that can legally approve the money to spend. What he can do with the executive power is manipulate the shutdown while it's happening. He has massive authority to decide which federal employees are essential, which are furloughed, which gives him a lot of power over federal agencies. Administration can also play shell games with existing funds, like moving money around to ensure troops get paid, which is something that he's done before. That kind of executive action can manage the crisis, but it can't end the crisis, which requires a bill from Congress. Political pressure would be on him to use his executive authority to force people back into the negotiating table, but he can't just sign an order to magically appropriate funds. That's not good. So I hope that helps.